Good morning, gang. Good morning. Welcome back to this week's Bitcoin update. First and foremost, nothing discussed today is financial advice. This is just for educational purposes only, and it's my view of the markets. And now we've got that out of the way, let's jump into today's video. Now, before we get started, first things first, big shout out to today's video sponsor, which is BingX. If you guys don't know who BingX are, they are a crypto exchange. That is not only a crypto exchange, but you can also trade commodities, indices, and Forex. It's the platform, as you guys in the group know, I use this for FX, indices, and commodities, and some stocks. Because the beauty of these guys is you can use crypto as collateral, trading against these indices, etc. Now, if you sign up with the link below, you can get up to a 5,000 deposit bonus. There are some other bonuses and competitions on at the moment. You can see one on your screen right here. I've not fully looked into this yet, so I'm not going to comment on it. But the beauty of these guys is it's a suitable alternative to anyone, especially in the UK or the US, where you can't KYC on some exchanges because BingX is a non-KYC exchange. So if you guys want to take advantage of that and support the channel, then links down in the description. Now, that's out of the way. We've got a lot to cover this week, this video from this week, shall we say. So we're going to run through last week's trades so you guys can learn from where we've been taking trades, the ones that have worked, the ones that haven't worked. Again, I'm one of the only no bullshit YouTube channels out there because I will happily talk about my losses and I'll happily talk about my wins because trading is a game of winning and losing. Okay, don't have a 100% hit rate. So anyone out there that tells you that they do, they're just talking out of the backside. So here we go, no bullshit stuff. So first and foremost, we start off with the YouTube update. Okay, so last week on YouTube, we had a few ideas in play. Again, I'll never just give one idea because that's not how trading works. We have plans for either side. So the first plan was, if we come up into this sticky zone here, which is this sticky zone here, do we get a reaction out of that? Yes, we did. We ended up getting a nice reaction out of that. We had a little trade out of it. But again, it never broke any structure and it continued up. The next region to be aware of was taking out these highs. And again, this is that exact highs that we were talking about last week. We ended up taking them out once and then we took them out again. And then if it continued above that, then everyone knows we were looking for this region up here, roughly around 29.5k for easy numbers. Okay, that was to the upside. To the downside, it was quite simple. We were just coming back down to visit these lows. And if those lows didn't hold, then we were going to roll over further. But we will cover that in more detail towards the end of the stream when we're talking about the plans moving forward. Okay, so obviously that was the YouTube update. Talk about where we are. So now let's move in. Let's move into Thursday. So let's zoom into the old 30-minute chart. So Thursday was quite a big day in the end. Okay, so after the video that we did on YouTube, we ended up having quite a significant pump to the upside. Okay, now upon this pump, we broke a very critical trend line. Okay, now this is, if we just hide everything else in there apart from the trend line so you guys can see this. Now, this to me is not actually a standalone trend line in the group. Anyone that knows me and that understands Elliott wave theory knows that this is actually part of an overall channel. But this trend line, every man and his dog had this trend line on his chart, regardless whether you're a good trader or a bad trader, you had this on your channel. And we know full well that once a trend line like this breaks, people start getting a little bit excited, especially the old breakout traders. So that ties us in to what happened, okay? So what happened is we came up and we broke this trend line. So we came up, we consolidated below it. Obviously, consolidation below resistance is typically speaking bullish. And we never lost any structure. We ended up coming up, getting a reaction up here. Now, there were reasons for this reaction. It's not actually this range that you can see on here. This range came afterwards because we don't see an established range until we've got at least one tap followed by a second tap. Okay. And then we ended up breaking some low time frame market structure, which then gave me the reason to enter a short trade. Okay, so I'm telling the guys in the group that I've entered a short here, FYI. Okay, now at the same time, I don't know if you guys, any other Discords that you're in, but our Discord seemed to have a bit of a brain fart. So I had to post this from my phone. So once again, apologies for the bad quality, but what I'm saying is Discord's not working again, gang, but FYI, current low time frame price action can be viewed as a range until proven otherwise. Okay, so that's where this range then came from. Okay, so this range was naturally on the back of the first reaction, the second reaction, and then this is then when I looked to enter a short. Okay, so this is where I got the short. Now, as this short's playing out, we ended up coming back down to the trend line. Okay, came back up, Well, actually, sorry. We came back down to the trend line, came back up. This is then when I got into the short itself. And what did we do? We came back down to the trend line once again, came back up, back down to the trend line, broke the trend line, and then reclaimed it and then continued to move sideways for the rest of the week. Okay, so I'm saying to the guys, my mindset right now, if we take out today's low again, meaning this low here, this wick down here, you can see that on your screen, a lot of positions will likely unwind after a fake out of the channel, meaning this purple trend line. Okay, ignore this orange channel for now. This was the reason behind looking for this short, by the way, was this orange channel. But I'm going to take it off the chart for the time being so it doesn't confuse anyone. Okay, the fake out of the channel. Remember, this channel line is very important to us as Elliott wave traders, but also to the masses, as it's a massive trend line holding price action down since the top. So not only genuine traders looking at it, but also the masses of uneducated people. Now, you might think I'm being a bit harsh when I say that. I'm actually referring to a lot of the influencers out there. So, for example, the likes of Moon Carl, Crypto, Martini Guy, Roverboy, all those absolute morons out there that really teach bad habits, what they were doing. And Moon Carl, I can testify for, because I watched the video and I lost a few brain cells in doing so. The price was up here and Moon Carl was telling his followers to open new longs looking for that 29k region. Okay, so that's what he was saying to the masses. Now the masses, and we could see this from order flow at the time, the amount of new longs that were coming in trying to push price beyond this. Again, breakout longs trying to push price this up. There's no way they're going to get away with that behavior, especially not in the short term, at least. I'd be looking for a flush. Okay, which we didn't end up getting in the end. We got a flush and we stopped to load out, and in here we had a load of positions close out. So therefore, that's just the masses piling in after a trend line break. Okay. However, what I am seeing is a counter argument to that. Now, again, you'll notice this a lot about my style of trading, is the fact that I'm not just going to rely on one side. I'm not just going to be heavily biased towards the downside, or I'm not going to be heavily biased towards the upside. I'm always going to give a flip argument. Okay. Because by definition, I'm a range trader. So therefore I will short the highs and I will long the lows. Okay. I don't care which way price goes. I will trade whatever direction it's going. Okay, so the counter argument to that, we're back in the range again, posted above. So until that range breaks, nothing locally has changed. And the bigger picture is still technically in an uptrend, as in locally 30 minutes and upwards. And what do I mean by that? Well, we're still in this uptrend here. Okay, so 30 minutes and upwards, we're still in an uptrend. So therefore, nothing has technically changed. The only way my mindset would have changed is if this came down here and then started taking out these lows. Then I would flip a little bit more bearish. Okay, so as I'm saying here, happy to see either side collapse, to be honest. We can short again from higher, or we can long again from lower. The beauty of being a trader is not being married to a bias. Okay, so therefore, anyone that was trading this breakout here, they purely wanted up action. Purely wanted up action. Okay, and then anything that went against them, that'd have hurt them. But for me, in these kind of positions, I'm happy either way. Okay, so that's just talking through my thought process. And this is what the guys get from me in real time. Okay, I'm always updating the guys what my thoughts are and how I'm trading it. So that was Thursday. Now, moving in the weekend, nothing really happened. We just went sideways. We ended up coming back up on the Sunday towards these local range highs. I was hoping that this would sweep the local range highs, which then would give me a local short trigger. In the end, it didn't. It tapped the local range highs, came back down into the EQ, and then that's when we woke up on Monday morning to this big pump to the upside. Okay, now, you guys know, obviously, I've got an area of interest up here around the 29.5k region. However, because I'm also an Elliott wave trader, I had a region before that, which the guys in the group knew. Okay, so this is coming in on Monday from this week. I'm doing a live stream on the Monday morning just to update the guys and talk through my thought process for this. Now, what we had here is, what I'm looking for is either a swing fairly pattern here, i.e. after the first move up, but I've also got the channel and the one-to-one extension zone. So you can see this one-to-one extension zone here and this channel. And again, this is all Elliott wave theory. This is exactly what I teach in the group. Okay, Elliott wave theory is a big part of how we trade. Okay, or we're looking for the area of interest above. Again, that's 29.5k region. Okay, and then what I'm doing is I'm giving the guys a little squiggle, which is this squiggle here, and this is the squiggle in the end. And this is exactly what happened. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and be all cocky and say, look, exactly as predicted and all that good stuff like some of the Moon Boy influencers do. I still had a plan for both sides, and I could have been wrong. And in the first instance, I was wrong. So I did tell the guys that I ended up taking a scalp long off this scalp short, off this first channel retest. Okay, because there was a discrepancy between spot and Bybit. Okay, so I did end up taking a scalp off this, which I got stopped out of. So I took a scratch of a loss. And that's absolutely fine, because these things happen. So I was down 1R. Okay, starting the week, down 1R. Oh no, end of the world. Okay, no, it's not. It's just this what happens in this game. I knew I wanted to short in this region. However, I was a little bit too early. And these things happen. So even someone that's been trading as long as I have, I still do get things wrong. And that's fine. It's just part of the process. But in the end, what happened? Well, we ended up coming up into the 1-to-1, hit the 1-to-1 perfectly, swing failed the top of the channel, and then we got the nice rejection. Okay, so as the guys in the group know, that was a short trigger for me, updating the guys, and we did start to roll over. Okay, then moving on to Tuesday. Now, bear in mind, we'd already rolled over down to here on Tuesday. We are opening up price action here. Okay, and we've got this little sideways consolidation here. You can see this sideways consolidation. And I'm coming into the group and I'm saying, got the nice rejection yesterday from the 1-to-1. I've taken a TP1 and now stops it to entry. So therefore, regardless, it's a risk-free trade. Happy days. Now, we didn't complete the double distribution day setup from Sunday, which was down to this move up here. We had a double distribution day. So that's still on the cards. Looking for at least the 27131 daily naked point of control to complete the day, the double distribution day. But the strong support remains just below at 26.9. Okay, so there's stronger support down here, lower. But I'm looking for at least this level. Okay, in the end, Tuesday continued playing out, and what did we do? We came down, we slightly front run it, don't get me wrong, but we came down close enough to this level. So in the end, there's an 11R trade there if you played it from top to bottom without having a partial take profit along the way. I did have a partial take profit, so my total return on this ended up being around 7R. Okay, and that's what it is. So either way, it's a damn good trade. So therefore, I made up for the loss that I'd already taken. So by the end of Tuesday, I'm up on the week. It's a very good week so far. Now, I know a lot of the guys followed along with this trade, and well done. You know, it was a very good trade to have. Now, that then moves us into Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday. Coming in on Wednesday, I'm updating the guys. Got the move down to the naked point of control last night, giving us a solid TP on our shorts. I still have some running FYI. Okay, so I still do have a small portion of that short still running. We technically front run the naked point of control, obviously, which was just below this wick here by a few dollars. So I'm not ruling out another swipe down, thus continuing the slow bleed action that we had here. However, if we see a clean market structure break in the region to the upside and a retest, I'll happily get involved, i.e. for longs. Okay, we have already seen a small market structure break, but it's not convincing enough for me for my own trading, so I'm happy to miss a move if that happens. What do I mean by that? Well, we had a very small market structure break with this wick here, okay, which in turn came down and then give us this rise to the upside. Now that for me, I was quite happy to sit out of that because that market structure break there wasn't convincing enough for me. It wasn't a strong enough move away from the range back into the range for me to take a long trigger, okay? So what was I doing? I was waiting. And then what happened? Obviously, we got this move up here, which gave us that clean market structure break, came back down. We came back down into the algo pocket. So you got your golden pocket here down to 786, came back into the algo on the previous day point of control, and we got the long out of it, okay? So I'm saying if we're going to see a bounce, it needs to be from this algo, okay? If not, you can have actually cut off some of that. If not, then I'll be looking for these lows to be taken out. Okay, that's the finisher of that. Again, I don't miss anything out. And I'm also updating the guys as well that we had a local range down here at the time. So the local range here is from here to here. And you can see this, if we do the range fib, what you got here, you got your range low, you got your range high, you got your deviation of your range low, back up into your range high, front running your range low slightly, and then we came deviation through the night, got a swing failure pattern of the top of the outside deviation, and now we're coming back in, and we're now back within the range. Okay, so this from a small little trade. I ended up taking a take profit 1 quite early, followed by a take profit 2. After the initial pump here, I didn't get a take profit on this one because obviously this is through the night and I'm asleep, but that's where we are today. Okay, so we ended up having a really solid week of trading from last Thursday to today. Okay, couple of losses, more wins than losses, and that'll do. Okay, so if you guys want access to my daily trading plans and to learn how to trade and how to spot these areas of interest like we do, okay, first and foremost, come over to our website, spitfiretraders.com. On here, click this link, you'll get free access to our Discord. And if you do want to join us, now this is where some guys might zone out because I talk about this every single video. We've got a bit of a promotion going on in the Discord at the moment. And it's a trial that we're going to run. And the trial is that we're offering a trial period into the group. And the trial period will cost you the grand old price of £25, 25 English pounds. Okay, so for that, you don't miss anything out. It's £25. You get access to all the modules. And I've been back through all the modules and we've actually updated this now so you can see there's over 50 modules. So you get access to all the modules, you get access to the private Discord, you'll get access to my daily trading plans in real time, all the way through the week. And as I say, it'll cost you the grand old price of £25. There's no catch with it. There's no once it's up that you'll end up paying me £100 or anything along those lines. It's £25. If you test it for the month and you enjoy the content and want to continue your subscription, you are free to do so. If you find out that my style of trading is not for you and you're not happy with it, absolutely fine. Cancel the subscription and you've only spent £25. Okay. So obviously for this, you get access to all the modules. Now, we did complete another module on Tuesday, and this other module that we completed on Tuesday was Journaling and Data Review Module 2. Now, quick word about this. This is probably the most important module that I've done to date. Okay, and the reason why it's the most important module I've done to date is because this is the module that teaches you how to fend for yourself when it comes to trading. Okay. So there's a lot of courses out there. There's a lot of fake gurus. There's a lot of good courses as well. I will not hide away from saying that I've learned from many, many, many different courses throughout my trading history. Okay, I still take courses to this day because I want to improve. I always want to improve. So I'll never hide about that. But one recurring thing that you find about a lot of courses on the internet is the fact that as much as they will teach you a lot of things, or in some cases they won't teach you anything apart from moving averages, but that jokes aside, they'll always leave something out, and that what they leave out is so you become reliant upon staying within their group. Okay, so it's just what I joke about is the super secret sauce. So they will leave this part out because if you learn how to truly fend for yourself and truly how to catch your own fish, then you won't be reliant upon your paid group leader anymore. So this module right here, it's an 1.5 hour module. Okay, so it's a long one. Teaches you how to analyze and review your own data and fix your mistakes. And I will teach you step by step how to fix your mistakes. Also within this module as well, I actually take a deep dive into my own trading journal. So you actually get to see my own trading journal and see some of the trades in there and see the sort of data that I record and how I extract that data to fix any potential problems that I have. So if you're at the start of your trading journey or maybe you're midway through it and you've hit the wall, now the wall is where you think that you can't do it anymore or you want to leave or you just think you keep hitting the same mistake time and time again and you don't know how to get beyond that wall, then this is the module that will get you beyond that wall. It's very straight, it's very blunt, it's very straight to the point. There's no bullshit. And the same with all my modules, there's no bullshit. I won't fluff anything up. But this module is probably the most important module I've ever done. Okay, and the guys in the group all agree and follow along. So the feedback on this so far has been fantastic. So obviously, if you guys want access to that for this month only, come into the free Discord and you'll see the announcement. And it'll cost you the grand old price of £25 and you'll get access to all this, plus the private Discord, plus my trading plans. Okay, now that's out of the way, where are we up to? We're up to 20 minutes already, 19 minutes, so let's continue. Right, so what am I looking for next? Right, so first and foremost, we're just going to, in fact, let's just throw on the top range so we can see this. The old top range. Right, here's the top range. Zoom out to the daily so we can see this a little bit clearer. If, and again, it's all ifs and buts, if we continue up from here and we take out this high without a simple swing failure pattern, then once again, I'm looking for this 29.5k target. Now, again, it's a rough zone, is this? It's quite a big zone. But as I've said time and time again, every man and his dog is looking at this level, because it makes no difference what type of trader you are. Order blocks, supply and demand, Elliott wave, Fibonacci, whatever. We've got so much confluence in this region, it's untrue. Okay, so if we do end up coming up here, this is the zone to watch initially. If this zone doesn't give us anything, then we'll continue up, look to take out these highs. And if we do take out these highs without a pullback, then I'll be looking for the range high. Okay, it's as simple as that. So first and foremost, this high here, no swing failure pattern, we'll look up towards this zone. If this offers us nothing, these highs next. If this offers us nothing, range high. They're the levels to the upside. Now, what if it starts to roll over from here? Well, if we start to roll over, first and foremost, we're looking back down once again at these range lows. Now, we have got, again, a big zone here, because we've got just above this range low down to just below it, because this is where the liquidity is. This is where the true sticky zone is. So we've got this range, this zone here. If that gives us an opportunity for a long, then we take a long. If that doesn't give us an opportunity for a long, then first and foremost, looking back down towards these lows for a sticky zone. Does that give us a bounce? Yes or no? If that doesn't give us a bounce, then I've said this time and time again, let's pretend this wick's not here because it's only here on Bybit. Then these lows are the next target, coming in at this. Okay, so effectively taking out these lows, giving us a sweep. If that gives us a setup, happy days. I'll be looking for longs. If that doesn't give me a setup and it continues lower, then quite simply, I'll just be looking to continue playing the old macro range with a key focus on these lows / the EQ. So it's a bit of a zone here. And if that doesn't give us anything to work with, then ultimately I'm going to be looking back down at range lows. And again, we're just trading this as a big range. Okay. So they're the upside, they're the downside. It's as simple as that. Let price come into one of your levels and then take a view if it gives you a setup or not. If it gives you a setup, take the setup. If it doesn't give you a setup, sit back and wait for the next region. Okay. And that'll do. Long video. If you've learned something today, then hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And until next time, gang, as you were. Bye-bye.